Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be building the Y200, the Realacc Y200 frame. This build is supposedly going to be trying to beat the Diatone G200 from two perspectives, 2 points actually. The performance and price. We're going to try to beat it in performance, and we're going to try to beat it in price. And possibly, well, I can't say quality because I don't know how good this frame is going to be. The Y200 frame actually looks a lot smaller than it looks online. Like, it's so tiny here. I don't know how much that is, but it's very tiny. There you have the stack right there. So I didn't use the PDB that it came with. It came with the regular one with the XT60 that pops off the side. So I'm not going to be using that. I'm going to be using this normal one. It's the same brand, the Maytag Systems Mini Power Hub. So I'll leave a link to that in the description. So there's a couple things I've already started having issues with. Now, with the camera mount. Now, I'm guessing most people are using the Foxeer, the XAT600. And, you know, when I come to put it, you're going to have to remove this here and put it in. But what it needs is, this is going to need sanding down these edges so it could fit in there. And I don't know how the screw is going to hold it in place, since the hole is very big here. So I don't know if you could see that. See, that's supposed to slide in like this, but it doesn't go all the way, and then it just leaves them sticking out like this. So anyways, let's talk about the parts I'm going to be using for this build. I'm going to be using the 2207 F60 T motor, 2450 kV. These are going to be fun, I guess. I've never used them before, so this is going to be interesting. The windings look actually very nice. Very nice. There's one thing about it, even though it's a hollow shaft, on the bottom it's a C-clip. So if you ever get it dirty, you're gonna have to be playing with those C-clips to take out the bell and clean it. So that's one thing. I wasn't gonna build this until all my parts came in, but I have to now, since I've basically annihilated all my drones. So I want to fly tomorrow, so I'm going to be building this one today so I could fly it tomorrow. Hopefully it flies. And looking at it, I see the top plate completely getting destroyed in a crash. But yeah, so far here's the stack. Let me push everything down. I'm just doing a little guessing, seeing how much space I have in here. So yeah. Right now I'm gonna start sanding this down, or maybe I should leave that for last, I don't know. Anyways, for the ESCs I'm gonna be using the 35 amp Racerstar, the MS series, not the V2, because those are gonna take a while to get here, and I've decided just to stick with the 35 amp because I would rather. So I've gone ahead and removed everything now, just the 4 screws and the place up here. So what I'm going to do is, I could lay this flat down here, but in the field I usually end up cutting my battery straps, so I'm not about to remove everything just to put another battery strap in. So I'm just going to keep the spacer in here, and I don't know the size of this. I don't know where my, oh, there it is. Let's see. It's the half 50 millimeter one, which is half 50 millimeter spacer on the bottom here, and then on top another 50 millimeter too for the flight controller. So it's just gonna pop up there like that. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and solder the pads. Just put solder on there, flux, get it nice and ready, and then we get the ESCs and stick them on there. And this is a raw build, so things could change as we go. So let me get that done with, and I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and put solder on the pads we're going to be using, which is the battery input and ESC power, as you can see here. Now the VTX in the camera, you can specify the voltage you want. So if you bridge the 12 volt line, then you get 12 volt on camera. The 5 volt, then you get 5 volt here. The VCC, which is the power coming in from the battery, direct power, I guess. Now these, they don't say what these are here for, but I'm guessing it's going to be just raw power from the battery. And once we're done, we'll get a multimeter and check that right there. So here you also got 12 volt and 5 volt, and these are selectable. So here's the ESCs, which is the 35 amp Racerstar MS series. Alright. That's all they come with. So here they are. I like these. These are very good. You could run XAT600 with these. I've tested it without removing anything. They run just fine. And I guess I saw a post on rcgroups.com about the guy with an oscilloscope just showing you the difference when you have the capacitor removed. I'm not gonna bother and remove it now, so I'm just gonna keep it, and we're just gonna run XAT600 without removing the capacitor on this. So I'm gonna start by slicing here with the X-Acto knife, and soldering. Don't know if I'm gonna solder the power of the ESCs first or the motors. I don't know. I really hate cutting motor wires. It's just like a nightmare to me. I'm gonna put them as far back as possible, like always, which is gonna be right about here. So I mean, that leaves me with a good amount of wire if I ever wanted to change it to something else. So yeah, that's what I'm about to do. So right now I'm gonna cut up all the ESCs, open them all up, cut here to open up remove the heat shrink so I can solder the wires here. And just remember, for me, every build, and I believe almost every build is going to be motors 2 and 3, the wires just crossed. So I'm going to do that from now. I'm not going to reverse anything in BL Heli. So yeah. Alright, let me get that ready, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I just finished soldering the ESCs to the PDB, and it's actually coming pretty nice, pretty easy, pretty clean. So far so good. As you can see right now. So the next step right now for me is to cut the motor wires and solder them onto the ESCs, and then we can move up to the flight controller, VTX, and camera. So let me get that out of the way right now. Just remember again, motors 2 and 3 are always reversed most of the time. So we're going to do that now also. So let me get that done with, and then I'll be right back so we can move up and then see how we're going to set up the camera, see if it provides enough voltage for the camera, and the VTX. The VTX, I have a broken one, I'm going to have to repair it. I had 2 last time, and the one I repaired I put on the Martian. So this one should be repairable. I'm going to try to repair it and stick it on here. So yeah. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, we're going to be using just a normal F3 flight controller. I love these. These are very good. They have good reviews. They've never failed me on any build. So I'm sticking to just the normal ones now. So yeah, I really love these. Alright, let's move on. Let me get the motors done, and we can move our way up and possibly also repair the VTX. Alright. Alright guys, I just finished soldering the ESCs to the power distribution board, as you saw earlier, and I just finished soldering the motors to the ESCs. I switch the wiring on motors 2 and 3. So this is motor 1, 2, 3, 4. So these two have switched wires, so we don't have to reverse it in BL Heli. I put this because since I ripped back some of the heat shrink, and I didn't want to wrap around with electrical tape because sometimes it's difficult when you have to rewrap it and you only have this much room to pick it up. So I just put a heat shrink right here, and I just heat shrunk it once I'm done. First I had to slide it down, then I slid it up. So I used yellow in the front so I know orientation. Actually, I won't know orientation because I'm looking at it from the bottom. Yeah, but anyways, I tried. So now we're gonna stick the flight controller, and we're gonna solder the signal wires. I'm not gonna ground the signal wires, or am I? Oh, I'll ground them, or I don't know. I'll figure it out right now. So there's a couple builds I have where I didn't, and it's working just fine. Okay, all right. The pyramid looks pretty awesome, no? All right. This. Oh, we need more standoffs. We need power for the flight controller. That's one. We're gonna give it its power from the 5 volt. I'll show you right now. By the what is it called? Here on this power rail, we'll give it 5 volts. So that'll get it going. Probably all the way on 8. I'll just put positive and negative. 5 volts coming out from here to here. That'll just give it power there. And then we just ground signal, ground signal, ground signal, ground signal, 4 motors. And yeah, and then we run wires for a VTX. And we're gonna run wire for a camera. And what else is left? Receiver's powered off here anyways. I'm gonna use the little tiny Fly Sky ones. Oh no, I don't have any of those, so I'm gonna use the slim ones. I forgot their name again, so I'll leave that linked below. I don't know. Actually, I really don't know what I'm gonna use, so I'm just talking right now. I'm not really paying attention. Okay. There's one thing I don't like with this PTB is because when you solder to the edges, the standoffs don't go all the way down. So where's the front? That's the front. And do you want the USB to come off the back? See, I don't think it's a good idea because let's see. These are gonna come up here. Look, you barely have any room for your camera. So when you move back, depending on how you soldered the I'm going to solder them from the bottom. So if I solder them from the bottom, I should be fine. They just don't have them stick out so much. So I'm going to start soldering these in now. So just for the people that don't know, here's motor 1. Okay. Here's motor 2. Here's 3. And here's 4. I don't know why they count like this, but that's how Betaflight's working right now. So this build's going to run Betaflight on it. So that's how the motors go. Anyways, everything is closing. Everything seems fine. All right. So again, this is motor 1. That'll go to 1. It'll go here. Signal. The white one's going to go to signal, and then the black one's going to go to the ground. Negative. You don't have to connect the grounds, but it's good practice too. Now, this is 2, so this is going to go to 2. This is 3, so it's going to go to 3. And this is 4, so it's going to go to 4. And we're going to power it off 8. But 8 we're not going to use signal, just going to use a positive and negative to give everything power here. So, yeah. Let's take a look where we're going to get that 5 volt from first. Alright, did I break anything? Not yet. Okay. Alright, so we have a static 5-volt output here, and we have a static 12-volt output here. Okay, and these are selective. They could even have, the camera and the VTX here, these pads, you can have it either, the cam port here is, give out 12, 5, and whatever the battery is giving out, which is that VCC, so you just bridge it. I'll show you how to do that right now. And then also same as the VTX. So now the VTX and the cam here, this is the wire from the camera. You could plug it in here, and then you just take another wire and send it to the VTX. This, I guess, filters out the, it could be filtered, it could be unfiltered, but you could do that too. So it's always a good option. I really like that sometimes. Alright guys, so I ran the ESC signal wires and the ground wires and soldered them in. I soldered in a positive and negative. This is silicone. I bought a meter the other day, so I'm just going to use it. I still have not soldered in here the 5 volts. Right now I was just checking the area in here, and I was going to try to fit in this fly sky receiver. It's very tiny, but with the VTX it's not gonna work. So what I'm going to do is put this one I removed it from my diatone because the diatone died, the G200. I contacted Diatone, and they're sending me a new PDB and new top plate. I just lost feed and it just hit the ground on that one. So that was kind of them. They're sending me new PDB, and 2 motors got damaged also. I had to order 2 motors. So anyways, that's a different thing. Anyways, I removed this one from the Diatone, and we're going to be using it. Now it's a very small fit. It's even smaller than Diatone here. It's because we're using 2 bores and 2 spacers and leaving space for the the battery strap. That's what's killing us here. So yeah, I managed to put this here. This fits all perfect, so this is going to be squished off somewhere on the side maybe, or I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. So this is how it is right now. All of them, solder them in through the bottom up, and then I just trimmed off the little extras. So I'm gonna solder the power to the VTX now to the 12 volt. Where's 12 volt? Anyways, this one I'm gonna make it 12 volt, and then at the same time, I'm gonna see. This is what I did with the camera wire. So it's taking ground, and the video feeds straight to the VTX, and wait, let it focus. And then the this power line right here, I'm gonna fix that right there. Don't worry about that right there. Anyways, this is gonna connect with I'm gonna give it 12 volts, so it's gonna connect with the output of the VTX. I mean the input power of the VTX. I don't know where I put the wire. Oh, here it is. So this is the power for the VTX. It's just 2 lines. So the positives are just going to be together here. The camera positive and the VTX positive. They're going to go to 12 volts. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to solder that, and then solder that on the pad. And then since this is ground, and then since the VTX gives ground, so the cam will get its ground also from the VTX and give it the video. So it'll just be pretty, I think it should be pretty nice and clean this way. So I'm going to do that now, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated right now. Alright guys, so this is how the final result will end up look like, kinda. There is barely any room inside. If you're gonna do this, then I recommend you get the PDB and the flight controller in one, some kind of good board. The F3 V3 is the best I've used, and I'm still using it till now on my Realacc ESC. The amount of space in here is very tiny. I don't even have room for a receiver, so what I'm gonna do is I took that little one, and I'm gonna wrap some tape around this, or maybe some heat shrink, and I'm gonna stick it in here below everything, and that's not very good at all. So I'm gonna have to possibly replace this later. So until I figure out, this is just barely fits. You know, I had to push down a bit. I was even thinking of removing the UART connectors here, just stripping them off, but it wasn't in the way really. So yeah, and the camera is just held by pure friction, because that's one problem I noticed, is that they don't fit good. See how this little column thingy is it's like sideways like this. So, and then I just kept screwing it in until it pushed it in place. So you could still move the cam, but it's actually very firm. So now I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with the receiver. And I just realized something very important. I still did not solder the XT60 connector. So yeah, that usually happens to me. Where does it go? It goes here. So I'm gonna solder that right there, take everything apart again, and for our first test flight, if I go flight tomorrow, what I'm probably gonna do is just stick the receiver on top here. And obviously not like this. I'll have it secured with some heat shrink and some double-sided tape and some zip ties and all that good stuff. So maybe that's what I'm gonna end up doing, just to test it until I get everything. Maybe I won't like it. Maybe I'll just rip this apart and go put it on another drone, because there's some very good motors right here. And the ESCs, I love them. They're very good also. So if I don't like this frame, I'm just gonna feel as if it's wasted. So, and I'm sure this is gonna break. Like 100% sure it's gonna break. Within 2 weeks, possibly. Maybe on the first flight. So yeah, I'm gonna solder this on, and then put it together, put some propellers on there, and then just see how it's gonna look like, and wait for my upcoming video, the first flight. So yeah, that'll be interesting. So yeah, let me just finish that up, take one last look at it, and that should be it. Alright guys, this is the pretty much 98% of the build is done, and this is how it's going to end up looking for right now. I'm going to secure this in right now, and what I'm going to do is, if I do like this quad and I like how it flies and it's behaving very well, and it's just the characteristics of it is good, then I will replace the flight controller and the PDB with the Diatone PDB flight controller, which is a PDB and a flight controller all in one. That'll be very good on this build because it'll give us a lot of room in here. And then if we do like it, then I'm going to stick that GoPro lens on it. I really hope it's going to be a good flyer. Looks promising. Seems fairly light. I mean, the thickness of the length of the arms is as big as these 35 amp ESCs, and these are small ones compared to the 35 amp V2s. So this is going to be fun. Hopefully we're going to enjoy it, unlike the Martian problems we had. So I mean, this one shouldn't have any problems unless I mess something up. Hopefully not. And yeah, so that concludes it for this video. This is going to be part 1. And like I said before, I hope this doesn't turn into a documentary like The Martian. So yeah, wait for my upcoming video, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or any suggestions, just let me know, and I will do my best to do them. And alright guys, take care, happy flying, please like and subscribe, see ya.